Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Michael Folguera, and I'm joined by my co-host,
George Folguera.
And we're the Biscayne Boys. I'm not going to say that. Well, yeah. Actually, there's a lot of stuff that's going on around the league that I'm actually kind of excited to talk about. We'll obviously start with our Heat Week segment, and then we'll get into all the other stuff. But there's a lot of talk. All-Star reserves came out. There's a bunch of stuff going on with Anthony Davis. Kristaps Porzingis just got traded. So it should be a pretty interesting week.
Yeah, there's trade talks with Anthony Davis and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least a deal was already made.
Rudy Gobert crying, not making the All-Stars.
Poor guy.
There's definitely a bunch of stuff to talk about that we will get into. I guess one thing I wanted to address really quick, though, before we got into the episode, I tweeted on Monday or Tuesday, we got a few critiques from some of our viewers and listeners, so nothing really changed in our setup this week, but expect some changes pretty soon. I know some people said that the table situation kind of looked awkward, which we do have a table here, but it's really low.
Actually, our laptops are floating. They're both on two silent drones, and they just float midair. I mean, it's kind of high-tech setup.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not easy.
For the layman folk. It's not,
exactly.
You know.
No, but yeah, we have a table here. We're going to work on making this setup better, making it a little bit more pleasing to watch. So
yeah, it's a work in progress. We're listening to critiques or criticism, and we're trying to, constantly every week try to, make updates or whatnot wherever we can. So we are listening. We're trying to help you guys out.
Yeah, and that's like a huge thing for us too, is like us getting feedback is like really big. So if you guys have anything you think we should change or anything that could be either taken out, removed, or added, let us know. That's really huge for us. I know you guys that are listening to the podcast on iTunes or Spotify won't necessarily see this, but I do urge you to watch the YouTube videos. I myself find them way more entertaining than the actual episodes, like just listening to them.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's fun to watch.
It's easier to get through. Like, it's like fun to see like the reactions and just like put a face with like the voice.
Yeah, and even last week's episode that the camera cut out, which it shouldn't this week. Fingers crossed. But even when the camera cut out, I did a little bit of editing that I thought was actually kind of funny to watch. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys just really didn't pay attention after the camera cut out, but yeah, so it's a work in progress, guys. Hang in there. Well, I'm sure we'll give us a few weeks and it'll be like at a really high level like of production. All right, I guess we should start where we usually start. Heat Week.
After this week, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley came out, publicly announced Heat are officially DEFCON 5. The arena caught fire. It's just we're at the bottom of the barrel right now.
Yeah,
we're in the worst spot we've been the whole season.
It's so bad. This is the worst I think this team has ever played, like in this season at least. Even at the beginning of the season when we sucked, I still thought we were playing better basketball.
No, but think about how bad we're playing, and it's so bad that even Eric Spoelstra said like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna take a day." I think was it today?
Yeah, after
no one come to the stadium, no practice, no nothing. Just get away from this place to take your mind off of it, take a breather. That's how bad it is. Like nothing is working. Like offense, defense, rotations, nothing. Like it just looks like it's not that we're playing individually, but it just looks terrible, man.
Yeah, it's really bad. And particularly at home, I feel like we do a pretty good job of holding our own on the road.
Yeah. And
we come home. We have a 3-game homestand after a pretty solid road trip. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't the worst. We come home and we lose 3 straight at home. Yeah. Now we have a 5-game road stand, which is probably the toughest stretch of the season. It's really going to make or break this team. It's as simple as that. We play really hard, really difficult teams on this road trip. So, and at this point, I don't know which one's better. I don't know if it's better to just end up playing completely terrible or getting through this like at a really good, like a 4-1, 3-2 maybe, and still be able to be in playoff contention. I know Detroit's right behind us, and I think
supposedly they have like a really easy second half of the season.
Yeah,
at least second half, meaning like after All-Star break.
Yeah, according to like win percentages and stuff of the teams that they're facing.
It looks like they're gonna have not a cakewalk, but it's just gonna be like a pretty cruising schedule for them. For us, it's gonna turn up a notch. It's gonna get pretty tough.
This month of February is terrible.
It's the same with the Sixers. Everyone's saying that, but they ended up winning against the Warriors, man. Like,
but
we'll see what happens. It will make or break us, though.
We'll just get into the games. First game, we actually did not cover this game. last episode. I know we usually do cover the Sunday games, but I think we're gonna stop from now on because it's easier for us to record Sundays earlier. It gives me
Saturday nights.
It gives me more time to edit and like really work on
and double check the work, make sure not to feel rushed.
Exactly. So sorry about that. You guys are gonna have to wait till the following week to hear what happened or our thoughts on the Sunday games.
Don't apologize. Don't you dare apologize.
All right. Let's relax.
Moving on.
Okay, first game that we're gonna cover, the Knicks versus the Heat. Dwayne Wade's last game in Madison Square Garden.
How exciting!
The Heat won 106-97. It wasn't a terrible game. I don't like this game. Ended up being really close in the first half. We outscored them 29-12 in the third quarter.
Their bench kind of demolished ours,
which doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually. Wade had 15 points. He was our leading scorer off the bench.
Shot good from the free throw line too.
Ellington started, which was really surprising. I think it was because Tyler Johnson was
hurt. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was dealing with, I don't know, the calf injury or the quad.
A migraine. A very not a severe. How would you say it? Just a really weak headache. He couldn't find his favorite shoelaces. Whatever he comes up with, he always comes up with some random excuse, dude.
Yeah.
But it was the only highlight of this week, or technically last week. So.
Yeah. Some people's weeks start on Sundays. So.
But terrible. I mean, it wasn't a bad game, though.
No. When Ellington started, and I know it's funny because we talked about how he doesn't fit this rotation.
So bad.
Then he comes in, and he's our leading scorer. He scores 19. He has a great fourth quarter.
Well, I wouldn't say we said he didn't fit the rotation. I think it was more like we hadn't been using him, and it was okay because it's not like we were in dire need of, a boost from the 3-point line, and he's really not a great defender. But he did perform though, and you could tell he was eager to get minutes, which is
no. He played great. He did foul someone, I think, shooting a 3.
Yeah, no.
Like you said,
maybe a couple.
Winslow had a solid game. Our starters actually all scored in double figures, which is really impressive.
That game was good for
it's usually
the starters.
Never like that. Winslow had a solid game. Plus 21. He had 11 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Whiteside did play. Whiteside played great.
Yeah, Whiteside played pretty good. He had 13 points, 16 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Which is pretty big deal.
And actually, we give Whiteside a lot of shit on this podcast.
But these last couple of games.
He's been
giving a lot.
We'll get into it in the Indiana game.
The Indiana game.
Amazing in the Indiana game. I had no complaints.
He usually gets spanked by Miles Turner.
Uh-huh.
But whatever.
Any other standouts, really? I mean, not really.
It's not that I don't want to dwell on it. I mean, their bench played really good. It's just that it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's just that it's not a game I'm not going to focus on because this is a team we should be beating. The Knicks are trying to lose. They're trying to get Zion. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly.
I think that it's not a big deal. This is a game we should be winning. It was just a good performance. It was a little closer. But it's the NBA. Like I say, you're not going to be able, even the teams that are terrible, you're not going to blow every team out that's bad by 20, 30 points. It just doesn't work that way. This is an elite league, obviously the best in the world. But it is what it is. It's a W. We needed it, and we should be winning these games against these teams.
Yeah. I don't think I could have said it any better. On to the next game.
Thank you very much.
We played Chicago. We lost at home to Chicago.
This was terrible.
The 11-40 Bulls. We lost to the 11-40 Bulls. 105-89. Bobby Portis had 15 points in the fourth quarter to close out.
I think Bobby Portis had a career high, season high.
I think he did.
He broke the season high recently.
Unbelievable. Oh, man. These losses, they burn me up, man. You know what this is? That I sit through these games and watch our team get their ass handed to them. Dude, we both do.
Bro, their starters scored 70 points.
And that's ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. Our starters outscored our bench, which is impressive. Usually doesn't happen like that. Wayne Ellington started again. 3 for 11 from the 3. It's not that I don't like Ellington. It's just I feel like there's a lot of people out there that think he's the best shooter in the league.
Yeah, I was actually talking to someone, and they were telling me how they're happy that Derrick Jones got injured. Not happy. They said it sucked, but they're but it's good because now Wayne Ellington can play. It's no. Like that's no.
We don't need that.
Yeah, I don't think that's like, I don't know. I'm not on that same page. I don't think Wayne Ellington, look, he's good and it's really impressive. We said it. It's really impressive what he gave us, but it's like, I don't think he's like amazing. Like, oh, without him in the lineup, like, you know, we're severely like hindered or handicapped. Like, that's not the truth, man. Like, I any day of the week I'd rather get Derrick Jones give him some minutes over Wayne Ellington.
There wasn't a single player on our team that was positive in the plus minus.
Yeah, no. It was terrible. That was a terrible game.
Winslow had a solid game. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. He didn't shoot too well. But
Bro, they held us to 38% from the field.
Dude, they shot 51%. That's ridiculous, man. Free throw percentage. Actually, you know the Knicks game, we shot really well from the free throw line. We shot like 89%, which is very, very rare. We out-rebounded them. Destroyed them offensively on the glass. We out-rebounded them by 10. Had more turnovers than them. We had more turnovers than them. We had more turnovers than the Knicks the game before this. So it kind of looks like we're going back to our old ways. Yeah,
our turnovers are starting to increase, and
you keep it like, and it was 14 this game, 14 the game against the Knicks. So if you keep it at 14 or lower, then I guess it's not like a terrible thing. But man, it's like really sucks to lose a game because of that.
The other thing too with that game is just it was horrendous. Like, we were playing catch up the whole night.
And I'm not gonna say we lost that game because of turnovers. We were playing terrible.
But it was just bad game.
It's just another thing that adds.
No, but we were playing catch up the whole night, man. We just like, I don't know. They were just one step ahead of us. And then right when we thought like, okay, we'll hunker down, because it's been like a kind of like a reoccurring theme where in the second half we might go down and then we'll make a push like end of third, beginning of fourth quarters. But this game, all of a sudden, Bobby Portis came out of nowhere, and there was nothing we could do. And he's not like a really good offensive player.
No, he's not.
He was just getting like easy baskets, like really bad, like miscues and miscommunications on defense, and he's getting easy layups. And like, you know, you make a couple of those, 2-3 of those, you start to get in a rhythm, you start to feel yourself, and it was a nightmare. Again, this is like a terrible game. There's not really much to take away from it, like, obviously, but it is what it is. I mean, we got to keep moving forward, but we can't be like dropping like this. To me, don't get me wrong, the Bulls I think are good. Like, they have good young guys. They have some talent on there that in a couple of years, if they're able to put together some things, they might, you know, be more of a threat. But it's just, again, they're like bottom of the barrel. They're low in the in the standings. That's a team we should just go in there, you know, meaning business. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should go in there, take care of business, you know, do our jobs and get out. But that is what it is.
I'm gonna start letting you conclude, like, when we're done talking about a game.
I feel good.
You're doing a great job. You're 2 for 2 right now. I have no complaints.
Moving on then.
Third game of the week came against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
My God.
And we played at home.
If you're a PG
and we
fan.
lost at home.
That game was crazy.
What was the score? 118 to 102. Don't let that fool you. Okay, 16 points. It doesn't sound that bad against a team like them. Don't let that fool you. We got destroyed. There's no other word for it. We were like never up in that game. No. I felt like we started with like a 10-point deficit. Like, we tipped off 10-point deficit.
PG had a ridiculous what's it called?
Shooting
performance. I think he was like 10 for 16 from the 3-point line. Like, it's ridiculous. He made 10 3-pointers. I think that was their franchise high.
Yeah. 43 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals.
Ridiculous.
I don't even know.
Russell played pretty good too. Russell had 14 points, 12 rebounds, 14 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
6 for 10 from the field.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to talk shit about Russell Westbrook.
I was like, okay, this isn't the main focus, obviously, but I was telling my brother, I was like, I'm happy the way they're playing, because it's almost like Russell's becoming more of a true point guard, because I think it's a mixture of like, one, PG's having an excellent year, almost like MVP candidate worthy, right?
He's like top 5, I'd say.
Then he's also like, Russell's having a terrible shooting year. So I think it's like causing him to just like say, okay, I'm going for my triple doubles, but I don't need to drop 30 a night, which is like weird. Because then one analyst was making a good point about how like he feels like him and KD used to compete against each other, and it doesn't feel that way with them at all. It feels like Russell's okay doing his thing, but it's cool. It's like Russell looks more like a true point guard, and PG's just playing like an absolute dog. It's amazing.
Dennis Schroeder had 28 points off the bench. I think PG in that game started the first quarter. He had 17 points, I think, in the quarter. And Dennis Schroeder in the second quarter had 21 or something like that, or 19. It was crazy. Like, this team, they just like kind of toyed with us. It was so bad, man.
We were hoping it would be a close game going into the fourth, because OKC sometimes gets
they crash and burn.
Yeah, they get super like they play one-on-one basketball at the end of the games, and they don't really execute any plays or whatnot. So we're like, okay, like from the start of the game though, we were just saying if it's a close game going into the fourth and it comes down to possessions, we'll have a really good chance of putting them away or just winning the game. But that was not the case. They were like on us all night, dude. It was ridiculous, man.
Solid performance from Whiteside. He only played 20 minutes. He had 12 points, 16 boards, 6 for 10 from the field, a block, a steal, and an assist. Those are really good stats to put up with that amount of time.
Yeah.
So I will give him credit there.
Yeah, with that amount of time. Also to do 5 turnovers, that's pretty amazing. Like honestly,
I didn't see.
Dude, if you're,
I didn't see. Why are my turnovers coming up,
bro? 5 turnovers, dog. You're terrible.
Bro, wait a second. Yeah, you got like a better stat sheet than me. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
you're zoomed in.
Yeah, I'm so zoomed in. Yeah,
I'm freaking one of those. What are those funny phones with the big ass number? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you're over here, senior citizen over here, bro. You think zoomed in 250%, bro? All I see is 3 numbers on the screen. But Whiteside, terrible, bro. 5 turnovers.
Steven Adams had 3 steals.
3 of them were on Whiteside, probably.
Yeah, probably. But to have that rebounding display against a player like Steven Adams, that's pretty cool. So he had a good game.
Steven Adams got snubbed.
Richard
Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson. Joshua Richardson had a pretty solid game. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the team stats yet. They shot better than us from the field. They shot better than us from the free throw line. They shot 53% from the 3-point line, which was better than us. They out-rebounded us. They had less turnovers than us. They had more fast break points. We had more points in the paint. So, points in the paint isn't just going to win a game. It's not going to do much for you if you can't control the ball and actually, like make it from the perimeter.
Yeah.
So,
it's just it's not that like I noticed that in that game. It's just in general I feel like we know what we're trying to accomplish. We know what we're trying to like do in the game, like and that's when we're sticking to our identity. But like I know we talk a lot about, hey, look, like we don't need the 3-ball, but it's not that you don't need it at all. It's just like we need to be able to knock down shots when we have them, because what happens is it's like in today's day, games can get ballooned like out of control. Because what happens is if you're just not hitting threes and your game plan is just to like beat up like the paint and just attack the paint, eventually, bro, teams are just gonna overload that, and then the game gets out of control, man. Because that's what's happening. It's like, and then like, what's killing us too is like we are good at rebounding, and we're pretty good in the paint. But losing Derrick Jones is like really messed with us.
I wanted to talk about
and that's
Derrick
what
Jones.
And
you feel the loss.
These games is when you feel it. When you play like a guy like Steven Adams, or I don't know, just in general, like you can't. You can't throw, like Bam is good, but Bam is also a little undersized, and like the mixture of him with Derrick Jones is just it's ridiculous, because then they're way quicker than like traditional centers, and they could counter like traditional centers like presence. But it's just we're having I don't know, it's just we're struggling, dude, and it's annoying, man.
Yeah. All right, so final game of the week came against
Indiana,
the Indiana Pacers.
So we lost 95-88. They have lost Oladipo.
They lost.
He wasn't playing, and
they won the game that he got injured in, but they lost 4 straight after that.
Yeah, so actually 4 or 5?
4.
So okay, they were on a 4-game losing streak, but again, I think we've struggled with that team, even with Oladipo not having stellar performances against us.
I think it was the last game that Oladipo didn't score until the fourth quarter.
So. It's a tough loss, but the team is still deep. You have to respect them. They have usually the guys that snap on us are like Tyreek Evans, Bogdanovich. He didn't get the 30. Sorry, but
no, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he had 31.
Yeah, what did I tell you at the beginning of the game?
George said it at the beginning of the game that Bogdanovich was gonna have 31.
No, because he started like with 3 easy layups. Like he got the easy.
He had like 19 at the half.
Yeah.
And then like people like Darren Collison. I mean, Darren Collison had 20. But Collison always ends
Fourth quarter comes around, he hits like 3 threes.
Yeah, he'll hit like 2 really big shots, like late in the game. It wasn't a bad game. It felt like it's just the reoccurring theme that I found with all these games is that it feels like we're always clawing back from behind.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always down, and it's always us trying to get back into like a position where we can win.
This game was terrible. In the third quarter, we just went down to 18.
Mm-hmm.
Quick.
And then we had the most amazing close to the quarter. That's why I really thought we were gonna win that game because Whiteside had a huge N1. He missed the free throw.
Yeah.
Then it went out to Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade hit a three.
But that was like with 5 seconds left.
Yeah,
something crazy.
Some like 8 seconds or something like that.
And we brought the game to within what I think it was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a 5-point game. I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't really. You look at the team stats. It wasn't a bad game. We both shot 42% from the field. We ended up shooting a little bit better than them from the free throw line. We had more free throws than them. We shot a little bit better than them from the 3-point line, but not really. They shot 29. We shot 30%. Same amount of rebounds. They had more offensive rebounds. We had 23 turnovers to their 13.
Yeah.
That's the huge standout for me.
We were just off. I mean, what's it called? Like Richardson, Winslow had a couple of issues at the beginning. Like he was making some really bonehead passes, man. Like they were just terrible. Like
James Johnson does the same thing.
He was off. James Johnson too, and then Whiteside again. Like it's not saying that centers are like immune from turnovers, but Whiteside had a pretty good amount from either dribbling or just being a little careless, dribbling into people. Like it got to the point where he wasn't getting calls. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty physical on us, but he was just getting caught with like 3 people on him and then whatnot. And then the other thing is TJ couldn't get started, man. TJ struggled big time.
Olynyk had a great game off the bench, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals.
Wade played really good
Wade
too.
had 21, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Whiteside did have a good game despite the turnovers, 19 points, 14 boards, 9 for 13 from the field.
Oh, still on block too.
He had a few highlights in that game. So this wasn't a bad game by any means, but the reason it feels so bad is because of the 2 losses before it, that they were 2 big losses. We lost to Chicago, I think, by more than 15.
Yeah.
And we lost to OKC by 16. So then to come in and then fall short like this, after what seemed like it was going to be a similar outing, we went down by 8.
Twice, right? Already?
Yeah, this is the 3rd loss.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, man.
We have 3 losses against the Hawks and 3 losses against the Pacers.
When you lose, especially to the teams that you might face, right? It's or any team, you should take pride in it. You lose once, you should want to come back the next time around and get them. And if you lose twice, and you know you're gonna play them 3 or 4 times, bro, you gotta get ready, man. Saddle up and really go at them. But it's just, I think this game really showed that we were mentally kind of exhausted. I think we were there and we're damn, dude, another game we go down, another game that it looked like we were not panicking, but just under stress. We looked in the middle of the game, we're bro, what do we do? What the guys look like. What are we supposed to change? What's wrong with the offense? What's not working on defense? It really did look like we were stressed out. It was. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of sad, man. Watching it.
It was sad, and Spoelstra looked super frustrated.
He was pissed.
It was
he was pissed. First quarter, he was pissed.
It's really
He called that timeout. Remember? It was the first quarter.
It's a really bad position to be in.
Yeah.
Because it's we're not supposed to be losing. We're not in that position. We're not 12th, 13th seed, saying, fuck it, we're just going to try to get a good draft pick this year.
Yeah.
We're in a position where we say we can actually compete. And there was a point in the season, I think it was halfway through January or at the end of December, where we were 6th seed, a few games behind Boston. And there was a point there where I really thought we could really make a push.
Yeah, we could make a push.
Maybe take over that 5th spot from Boston. But Brooklyn ended up going on a crazy run. We've kind of really hit a really bad spot in the road.
Yeah.
Charlotte's not playing too bad. So right now we're on the brink of not making the playoffs. And if we're gonna get a lottery pick, 14th, 13th, I mean it's good, don't get me wrong. But at the same time it's dude, we could have easily had a top 5 pick.
Yeah. Exactly. If that's what sucks. We're at the point we're not giving up, but it's just you're when you realize it, if we do kind of shit the bed and we don't make playoffs or whatnot, it does suck because then it's it's not the right attitude, but you feel damn, if we would have just then sucked from the start of the year, we would have had a way better pick.
Zion
so
or RJ or Cam Reddish, one of those guys.
So
it is what it is. Right now, you just got to take it a day at a time. I used to look at the standings after every game. That's such a bad habit. So I stopped doing that. I'm just taking
Me too. I would do that all the time.
I'm taking just one game at a time. We have a really tough road trip. So
the other thing too is I mean, obviously, like, we can only control our actions. So we have to make sure, like, we come back out of All-Star break ready to go, like, well-rested, and just minds are straight. But who knows? Like, we could get lucky, too, you know? We could have, like, other teams that just fall apart. Like, maybe Brooklyn, like, just falls out of rhythm. Or I know Charlotte has been known, like, their whole seasons are like that, where they just drop and go up and drop and go up.
Yeah, so we could still be in a position to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, 6th seed is kind of where you want to be at.
Yeah.
Because to face Milwaukee or Toronto,
it's tough.
That's going to suck. That might be 4-out, you know? So, I don't know. Let's, I guess let's turn the table a little bit on this episode.
Yeah, let's
we're
brighten
really,
people's day because
yeah,
I just feel like our tone is super depressing.
Yeah,
bro.
I feel so down.
I just got so sad right there.
I'm in the same exact spot.
Just felt so bad right there.
Watch out, bro. We might get a copyright strike.
Sorry. Wait, that was less than 15 seconds. So.
I think that's
and I changed the tone so for the speed.
Oh yeah. So
no, I'm exiting this out. I'm done with this.
Next thing I wanted to talk about the Porzingis trade. If you guys didn't see what happened, there was a huge deal that went through this past week.
That was pretty impressive. Porzingis, I think, told them, "Hey, listen." What did he say? He told them like
he had a meeting with the management and said he was disappointed with the team's success. He says that the team could have been playing better. So then the management, I think, took it as he was implying that he wanted to be traded. And then within like an hour, he was traded to the Mavericks.
It's freaking crazy, dude. That's fast,
The
dude.
deal ended up being Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Courtney Lee for Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, and Dennis Smith Jr. So the Knicks ended up getting Dennis Smith Jr., who they should have drafted. And once Wesley Matthews and DeAndre Jordan's contracts are up after this year, they have about $72 million worth of cap space. Dallas got a really solid player in Porzingis if he's healthy. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Courtney Lee, big contracts, but they're not terrible players.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can say one team specifically won this trade. I mean, I think Porzingis this is his last year on his contract. He's a restricted free agent after this. So a team can offer him a lot of money, and Dallas might end up having to pay a lot if they want to keep him. So Dallas might have gotten screwed on this trade. If they keep Porzingis, I think they got as good as a return as the Knicks.
Dallas, like, sucks for Dallas, bro. Like, I feel like they're just like, okay, well, who can we get? And they just pick up scraps every year. They're like always trying to put together something.
I think though with Porzingis and Doncic,
that's sick. That'd be a crazy lineup.
I don't see Porzingis leaving. If Porzingis wouldn't have tore his ACL and he would have been healthy 100%, there would have been multiple teams willing to offer him a max contract. But the fact that it's such a fragile injury, like, you know, like he could just re-injure that thing again.
Yeah, because his legs are like 6 feet tall, and they're just these little limp spaghetti noodles. It just looks terrible. No, for real, like you get worried about that. I tell you, man. What was his ACL?
I think it was the ACL.
Anything?
Or was it the DeMarcus Cousins was the Achilles.
Yeah, he grabbed his knee. If anytime that gets injured, dude, I get so scared because it's not like, I don't know. I think that it could get re-injured, man. I get scared.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It'd be sick, bro. Luka Doncic and him, like,
it'd be so cool,
dude. They were already really good performers early on in their careers. Like, Porzingis right away was playing great.
Pick and roll and pick and pop offense is gonna be so much fun to watch with that team.
Yeah, what's it called?
I really hope he's not. They say he's not gonna return.
Did Steve Nash play on the Mavericks?
Yeah, he played with Dirk.
With Dirk?
Yeah,
that would be like a little.
That's what some people are kind of comparing
that'd be
to.
super cool, man.
Even though I think Doncic might be a better player than Steve Nash.
Oh, yeah.
He might have a better career.
Steve Nash, great shooter. Didn't he shoot 50-40-90? No,
Steve Nash 50-40-90 multiple years, I think.
And Dirk shot 50-40-90 before, right? Did they shoot 50-40-90s together?
I don't think so. I think Steve Nash got him his Phoenix Suns years.
Whatever. Well, the point is, Steve Nash better shooter, but man, Luka Doncic has it figured out. Like, he's such a good ball player. Like, I think he's ahead of him in terms of that, you know?
He's an amazing basketball player.
So I think, and then Porzingis was a instant performer too. Like, he didn't come out and like, oh, he needed to adjust. Like, no, he was ready to go. Like, he was performing at a really good level, high level as soon as he came in. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's good for them. Like, if he does come back, it'd be cool to see it.
Yeah, and for the Knicks side, because I don't want to show all the love to the Mavericks. We're big on Luka Doncic. We're big on Porzingis, so we'll be talking about him in the near future when he finally gets healthy. Probably not this season, the following.
The Knicks are just trying to say, like, how could we suck more?
The Knicks are in a really good spot.
Heck yeah, dude.
Because it's such a big market, like, city. Like, I mean, like, New York can suck for, like, 30 years, but it's
Doesn't
still
matter.
New York.
It's one of those cities. It's like, it's the same thing with, like, Boston and LA. It's like a...
Yeah, Boston.
No, but it's true. It's like a... It's just something about the history of the cities mixed with, like, the atmosphere, like, the sports, like, culture.
Yeah.
That you'll always have a chance of signing someone there. You know
so, $72 million is enough to sign, I think, 2 max contracts, along with a top 3 pick in the draft, most likely. The Knicks might be in a really good spot.
Yeah.
They might be back
up.
to where they were a few years ago, like, actually making the playoffs next year. We'll see what happens. I know Kyrie doesn't really seem like he wants to stay in Boston. He made some comments about I don't owe anybody shit, and asked me July 1st about his free agency move. And
then people, I mean, obviously,
someone close to Kevin Durant said that he wants to go to New York, supposedly. So I don't know.
No, and the thing with, like, people start looking into everything crazy whenever there's, like, rumors of, like, free agency and stuff. But they also said, like, it was weird how, like, Kyrie called his dad out
to give him his
and
jersey.
Then took the jersey off. Like,
they don't, because the Celtics don't play in Madison Square Garden.
So they were saying that it's his last game in the Garden as a Celtic. So it's like little things like that. I mean, obviously not anything set in stone, but who knows? Kyrie, I don't think wants to be in Boston. I don't think, like, he went there, but after they started doing good without him, he's like, I'm out, dude. I don't want to deal with this
He went there, like, no choice. I mean, he obviously said he wanted to get traded, but I don't think Boston was one of his preferred landing spots. I think it was, like, San Antonio, Miami, and another place. So.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, and then, but it's just that he's not gonna stay, dude.
I don't think so.
So I don't think so.
I've been saying it since the beginning of the season.
And then
like, even after the comment that he made
about LeBron.
No, and I'm talking about, like, before when he said, if you guys are willing to have me, I'm ready to resign after the season. Like, when he said that, I was like, bro, we're like 10 games in.
Yeah.
Like, you're already making a commitment like that. I knew that wasn't gonna hold. I mean, let's see. Maybe he will want to.
And just certain things like about the apology to LeBron and, like, him almost, like, it was, like, kind of like not a slip up, but it was him, like, kind of admitting to, like, being frustrated with the young guys there and kind of saying, like, I don't really want to deal with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's gonna have to deal with, like, a younger group anywhere he goes. But we'll see what happens. I'm just worried more for Zion. I want Zion to go to a team that's not good, so he gets his minutes and he gets the ball a lot, so he can just adjust real quick that one season.
Because if he goes to a team with Anthony Davis, I mean, not Anthony Davis, with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and he's only averaging like 7 points a game, everyone's gonna be like, oh, he fucking sucks. He's a bust. I called it, and it's like, oh no, he wasn't given, like, a position to really shine.
Yeah.
But
that's really what I'm worried about, this whole situation.
I'm interested to see what New York does. They have a lot of, like, potential moves they can make. There's a lot of good free agents this offseason. We've been saying it. So New York might be really good next year.
And it'd be nice. It's like, honestly, if they go to the playoffs again, it's nice. Like, that atmosphere is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Like, to hear it and to listen to it on TV, it's like, it's really cool to see it. Like, I would love to see them in the playoffs again, just to see, like, the crowd fill up and all that.
Next thing I wanted to get into. Excuse me. Gosh darn. The whole Anthony Davis stuff that's going on. We kind of, I wouldn't say we called it, but we did. It's kind of funny how we talked about Anthony Davis at the end of last week's episode. So he finally requested a trade.
Came out and said where he wants to go to.
We've been saying that he wasn't going to stay in New Orleans.
Yeah. We called it early. We said that.
We said it like months ago.
Yeah, we said what happened was, like, what our thing was that when he lost to Marcus, I think he, like, kind of, like, some life was taken out of him. And I think he was like, damn, you know, like, that might have been a shot I had at making a move in the playoffs and stuff. And I think he's just kind of over it. He came out and he said it too. He said, I've given the city, like, you know, my best effort and stuff like that. I've given the team my best. And he's like, and I kind of just want to start over somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's really crazy when you realize how young he is.
25 years old.
25 years old.
The people that say keep Kuzma's 2 years younger than him.
Exactly.
So
just to give
Anthony
you an idea,
Davis has the same, like, effect on a rebuild.
And a
player like that.
Anthony Davis is he's still not even, like, technically, like, he is in his prime, but man, like, that late 20s move is when you get really good. Like, when he gets into those years, he's gonna be ridiculous. And he's really good right now.
Right now, he's in the same position as Devin Booker's gonna be.
Yeah.
When his contract ends, where he's gonna be 26, 27 years old.
Yeah.
after signing like a huge extension,
know,
and he's going to be able to pick up a huge contract with a good team and actually be in contention. So I know there were some problems with the Pelicans GM, like not answering calls. Like, what's his problem? He's an idiot. There's
just kind of being a sore loser about it. I feel like he's upset. Like, oh wow, like this guy wants to leave us, and it's like, I mean, it sucks, bro, but it's true. It's like they've been trying, but he's just kind of over it, man.
No, he's doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Because you know what it would have been? He stays, finishes his contract, then just leaves. At least he's actually giving the team a chance to get something in return for him.
Yeah.
You know, to better their chances at like a bright future. So
basically,
he said he wants to go to LA.
And we were like, we were excited about that because we really wanted him to team up. We just want LeBron to team up with another like big time guy. And you know, him wanting to go there is awesome because it shows people, hopefully, if it does work out, that all the shit that people talk about, no one wants to play with LeBron. Like, none of the young guys want to play with LeBron. Or no one just in general. Like, it's not the same as it used to be. Like, everyone wants to do their own thing. No, this will be proof yet again that, that people want to go and play with him.
Exactly.
But he came out and he said it, and then, I mean, there was an offer, too. They already offered someone.
Yeah, actually, I have that written down.
They say that was
first offer was Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Michael Beasley, and Rajon Rondo and a first round pick. So not a terrible offer.
No.
It's a pretty decent one. It kind of shows, I think, the Lakers, like how big the Lakers are on Ingram.
Yeah.
Like there must be someone there in that organization that really likes him.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The Pelicans turned it down. I think it's gonna take all four of their young guys. So. I say that, I mean Ball, Kuzma, Ingram, and I would consider Zubac more
of a younger guy. No, he is
more of a more worth it than Josh Hart.
Yeah,
that's why I consider it.
I think Zubac is really good. It sucks for Zubac. He doesn't play a lot, but man, he gives them.
He's been getting a lot.
Well, now, yeah,
with LeBron out and
but
stuff.
No, in general, JaVale was
on and off
as well. But he really plays good. Like, I don't know how, but he just has like a good feel for the game. But they say supposedly that wasn't a real offer. That's just kind of like something to get talks going.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe it. I think that they are gonna. I do think the Lakers will offer everyone. Like, I think they really will.
All the young guys for sure.
I know this is not the right way, but maybe this is a little harsh. But me and my brother say, ultimately, like, if you just don't get rid of LeBron, like, you win that trade. You know what I'm saying? Because really, all you're doing is you want Anthony Davis and LeBron together because those are two. It's not a matter of like, oh, but that's still not enough, right? Like, no, you could get it out of your head. Like, you don't need 5 All-Stars. Yeah. To be dominant, even though maybe other teams, cough in this league think that's the case. But it's you'll see when that happens, all the little stragglers start coming out. Then like there's a bunch of guys that are like, fuck, I want to go over there now. And then it's like you get a couple 3-point shooters, you get a couple. Watch, it's it'll work out, man. It might not happen this year. But next year, if they re-sign Davis, which they have the ability, they said that since the start that the Lakers had
they have a lot of cap space.
They said it from the start that they were going to be able to sign in a couple of years. Like when they started getting these young guys, they said they would be able to sign 2 superstars. And we're not talking about all-stars. We're talking about superstars. And that's really what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? You're really spiking on the thing. I don't know what it is, like on the voice.
Maybe it's because
no, I think you might be talking like you're getting really passionate about this, and like don't do that. That's disgusting.
I'm sorry.
You know what that is?
I didn't like it though.
Yeah, I know, but it sounded nasty in my ears, my earphone. Stop. But
are you gonna edit that out?
No, I'm not editing anything out.
You're not gonna edit out me putting my tongue out.
Can you stop? Let's not get off topic here.
But are you gonna edit it out?
Sure, bro. I'll put a black screen because that's a lot of work. But back to Anthony Davis. My biggest thing is
I am passionate about it.
Those young guys.
I like LeBron, and I want him to get a couple more rings.
100%.
And I want Anthony Davis to get his ring.
Me too.
I like him.
So, my thing with this whole situation is I know there's a lot of people saying keep Ball, keep Kuzma. You know, like all those people. I get it.
You gotta look at it by who they are and the type of players they are.
I hate to break it to you though. Those guys are going to have great careers. Don't get me wrong. Those guys will never give you a better chance of winning a championship than Anthony Davis.
Look,
Anthony Davis
perfectly said.
Is one of he's established himself as one of the greatest players of all time and arguably the best power forward of all time. He's already established himself as that. Yeah. He's only 25 years old. LeBron has 3 more years after this year. They trade for Anthony Davis. They get him. They're going to be together for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, arguably, might not even be in his prime. And he's averaging 29, 13, 4, 2, and 2.
Yeah. And that is true. He technically, some people don't consider that your prime. They consider more the late 20s the prime.
He's leading the league in player efficiency rating. He is top 3 all time behind Michael Jordan and LeBron James in player efficiency rating.
So you're getting 2 guys with the highest player efficiency rating.
2 of the most efficient players of all time.
To go together right now. Mm-hmm. Like, think of it. You have to think of it like that. Like, again.
You add one more piece, which the Lakers have enough money.
To do it. Exactly.
You add one more piece.
Exactly.
And the Lakers are NBA championship contenders. 100%.
Yeah. For
them to be championship contenders with these young guys, you're going to have to wait 4 years.
The Warriors are amazing. There's a lot of competition in the West. With Anthony Davis and LeBron and some significant role players, that is enough to, if they're on their A game, I do think that's enough to cause some serious trouble for teams.
Mm-hmm.
Serious trouble.
No, and that's, remember, we believe, and many people do believe, that the Warriors are splitting up after this year. They're going to lose 1, 2, maybe even 3 guys this offseason.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll lose Draymond. I think KD and Clay might be gone.
No, and imagine if they go, imagine if Clay goes to the Lakers after this year with Anthony Davis and LeBron. And that will be a possibility.
Or if they sign Kyrie, because Kyrie wants to play with LA. I think
you'll have one. Dude, can you imagine that, though? That'd be one facilitator.
Mm-hmm.
One amazing in the paint presence,
mm-hmm.
and one just 3-point shooter, elite, like one of the best 3-point shooters ever.
Like Clay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be ridiculous, dude.
But yeah, I think
but
I think the Lakers, like Anthony Davis to the Lakers, is already set in stone. Yeah. I think it's gonna happen.
It's just a matter of time.
There's no reason. He expressed it already. I'm pretty sure reports have said that he is not re-signing with anyone else he gets traded to other than Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So I don't see why Boston would offer so much if they know they're only getting him for like a year.
Exactly. It's a rental.
Because Boston can't even make a deal for him before the deadline, which the deadline is coming up in like 4 days. I don't know if the Lakers will make a deal by the deadline, but I think it's already set. Like, I think Anthony Davis is going there.
But real quick, going back to what you said, it's true. It's like you have to look at, like, it's hard to put it into words, but you got to look at like the type of player it is and what you're getting. Like, there's nothing against Lonzo Ball and his development. There's nothing against what's it called?
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma and his development. What we're looking at is just who they are and who they're going to be. Like, LeBron James is a once in a lifetime player and arguably the greatest of all time. Anthony Davis is like what you said. He will end his career and if he gets his ring, he's gonna end his legacy like as being possibly the best power forward to ever play. You got to look at him.
He might be in talks of greatest of all time.
Him coming
after his career or towards the end.
Yeah, him coming into this league, he was already, what's it called? Just like not a once in a lifetime, but kind of like a revolutionary player. Like, he was so dominant at what he did and just the way he played that, like, you think Lonzo Ball is going to be like one of the best at his position ever by the time he's done? Like, do you think Kuzma is going to be one of the best at his position ever the time he's done? Like, not to be mean, but no. Like, I don't believe that. I do think they could go out to have really good seasons and really good years, but I don't think they're going to be that caliber player. Like, you're talking about, like you said, these are going to be 2 of the most dominant players ever to play, dude, together. Like, it's a crazy thing. And I know people right away are like, oh, if it happens, it doesn't matter because, you know, look at the Warriors and stuff. And it's true. The Warriors are stacked, dude. Like, they really are. But this team has what it takes to, like, these 2 guys alone, I'm telling you, have what it takes. If they're on their A game, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It'll be ridiculous.
It's just a matter of whether the Lakers want to win now or win later. Honestly, even all those young guys developed. If you are able to keep all 4 of them on the same roster, which is very rare, all those guys develop, I still don't think they give you a better chance of winning than LeBron James and Anthony Davis right now.
Yeah. I think what sucked too for them is that the Lakers, their player development, I think is
terrible,
mediocre at best, and I think Brandon Ingram is a really good player. I think he has way more potential on like locked, like that he should, like, I don't know, they should bring out of him. And I think they like him, man. I just don't know what it is, but I think they like him. But in my eyes, he's going to be offered. I think 100%. They have to. I think the young guys have to, because New Orleans understands once they lose Davis, that's it. It's like it's a complete restart.
Yeah, 100%.
And Boston won't do it. Boston, they'll have to trade everyone, first of all. And they're not going to get him. He came out and flat out said it. Like, usually people don't say that. Like, but he came out and said it. He's like, I don't want to go anywhere. Like, if I go somewhere after that year, like, I'm going to go to LA. He wants to go to LA.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I read. So, I mean, maybe not. And those are like really bold statements, but I think it was like sources close to him said it. So,
yeah.
I think that's kind of all we have to say about that.
Dude, I hope it happens.
Fiasco.
I'd be so excited to watch that.
Let us know in the comments what you guys think. If you guys think we're out of our mind for thinking you should get rid of everyone, or if you think if you're on the same page as us. So I'm really interested to see what you guys have to say. While we're on the topic of the Lakers, though, I just thought we'd talk about Luke Walton really quick. I think Luke Walton should be fired, like flat out.
I don't think he's a good coach, man.
After they had just played the Warriors, I know LeBron returned against the Clippers. They won in overtime. Then their next game was against Golden State. LeBron sat out for load management, which they could just fucking say he's resting, okay? That you don't want to re-aggravate the injury. Like, there's no need to
because he's a machine.
Yeah, load management, for real.
That game was good all the way into the fourth quarter, actually. It was a close game.
But, yeah, then there actually was an exchange with a lot of the...
Sorry.
What?
No, because I was going to say, back to that trade, the only thing I didn't agree with is getting rid of Rajon. I think they could keep Rajon.
Oh, yeah. I think they will.
I think he has great experience, mental edge, and, like, whatever. But that's besides the point. We're finished with that. They came out at the end of the game, supposedly.
Michael Beasley, I think, led the charge because that was, like, the one name that came up. They had to be, like, separated.
First of all, Michael Beasley has the right to be upset because he's a good player and he has not gotten shit minutes. Lately, he has because LeBron's out and all that, and they've gotten some guys injured. But I don't know.
But I think there was a lot of personal stuff he was dealing with. Like, his mom passed away and, like, he was away from the team for a while, I think. So, but, yeah, the veterans on that team supposedly went at Luke Walton.
And told him something.
And, like, it had to be separated by, like, staff in the locker room and stuff. But, I think they're fed up with it. I don't think he's a good basketball coach.
I don't think he's a great coach.
I think he could work under someone really well, and I think he could learn a lot maybe and, like, give it another try. I don't think he should be a head coach, though.
I'm not I'm not like great basketball IQ, but, like, when he got that job, I was just like, this is a fucking joke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was upset because I was like, he's going to have these young guys. And, yeah, he's cool. You can tell he's good with the young guys. Like, he really does know how to talk to the guys. But he's just not, like, I don't know. He doesn't have that coach, like vibe to me. He just looks like a guy that, like, hangs out with the guys. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how to talk and he knows how to shoot the shit. But I don't feel like he has, like, the discipline, I think, to, like, be a coach or know how to discipline. And I could just tell you, like, right when he got the job, I was like, this is just a weird situation. Like, I don't like it. And then, I really do think when LeBron got there, he's like, I think before LeBron got there, he's like, no, we're gonna work on this situation.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna have to get him out. Dude, the Warriors game, I don't know what the fuck it was. That guy was like sitting on the bench and he looked lost. He was like hiding behind his fucking his assistant coaches and he was just like not talking. I was like, they focused on him so much at one point that I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
No, and a lot of times you see him focus on the bench and, like, I mean, like, he'll get mad at a call or something.
Yeah.
I feel like he really doesn't
I feel like he's like a puppet. Like, he's like a figurehead there, just like he doesn't really know what he's doing, but they need someone. Yeah. Like, he just stand there.
They need a new coach. I think they need a new coach. You're not going to give that guy the firepower of LeBron James and Anthony Davis and expect him to be successful with it.
I know this sounds really harsh, but we said he does not deserve those two players.
No, he doesn't.
He does not deserve Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
Who they'll hire? I don't know. Tyronn Lue?
Dave Fizdale.
Dave Fizdale. Fizdale's in a good spot with New York now.
Fizdale's happy probably.
Well,
he's not happy right now.
This year sucks.
But
must be frustrating.
Like, but in the next 2 years, if I hold on to this,
they'll be pretty good.
They're gonna keep him probably until he gets like a decent team, and then from there, that's when your clock starts. You know.
But yeah, I think Luke Walton doesn't deserve that coaching position.
I think what's gonna happen when he gets out is gonna be all over. All these bids are gonna go out when everyone knows who they're getting.
Yeah,
they're gonna be watching. It's gonna be Jeff Van Gundy. Yeah, I mark my words. He's gonna try to coach,
Gundy.
And he's old fashioned. It might be cool to see that. Even though he's a fucking clown.
Maybe even like
Kenny Smith. He's not gonna get it because he sucks.
I think he's interviewed for like every open head coaching position for the past 5 years.
He makes it public, or they do, and it's like he never gets them.
Yeah,
but
I think those two guys will probably end up being in talk because they always are.
But it'd be cool to see who gets that spot. He is gonna get fired though, unless Magic Johnson loves him.
I don't think it might be this year. I think they'll do it in the offseason though. But we'll see what happens. I think he should be fired. He's terrible. He sucks. He's so bad. Real quick.
His voice sucks.
His
His voice sucks. His face. He just has a. My dad played in the NBA.
There's a camera so they can see.
My dad played in the NBA. I know everything about basketball.
This is our longest episode since the first one, so let's try to wrap this up. We're at 50 minutes already.
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's your fault. Like, gosh. So, last topic. All-Star Reserves came out on Thursday. I'm not gonna read the list of people. You know more or less who it is. I posted it on Instagram. Check it out on our Instagram.
They made a new rule for Dwayne Wade to get in.
And Dirk Nowitzki. So, yeah, they're adding special additions to the rosters. So, Dirk and Dwayne Wade will be
because they have like a little
appearing in the All-Star game, which is cool.
They have like a little section at the end of the bench of the both teams. It has a little handicap logo on it. And these two old guys come out and they sit there. It's pretty nice.
It's going to be cool.
They get to meet the players.
I think,
the new guy.
Honestly, I think this is the way it should be done. If you're going to give
the captains or just in general.
If you're going to give someone their respect,
yeah,
because it's their last year,
it shouldn't be like
they shouldn't be taking someone's spot.
Exactly.
Because that's messed up.
It's nice just to say, hey, look, these guys are really iconic players.
We're going to let you see them one more time
because in front of everyone.
Miami and Dallas only have like 5 televised games, like nationally televised. So there's like, I mean, we get to see Dwayne Wade every night.
What if Dirk just like completely like hustles everyone and just like says he's gonna retire for the next like 4 years and just so he keep going to the All-Star game?
Dirk Nowitzki with his 26th All-Star appearance.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
But
you
yeah,
know who's shitty as fuck?
Kobe.
Motherfucking Vince Carter. He's probably like, damn, this is some bullshit, man. I should be there. You know he's shitty, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Even though he hasn't really come out and said it's going to be his last year. I think it's going to be Dirk's last year. Dwayne Wade already said it, but
Vince's last year should have been 3 years ago.
This isn't what I wanted to talk about, so we got this through. Do you think there was any snubs? I didn't really, like, you look at the stats.
I think
it's so hard. I said, Tobias Harris right away. Yeah, but if you're going to take anyone out, it'd be like Klay Thompson, and Klay Thompson's averaging similar numbers despite the rebounds, and Klay Thompson, I think, shooting better from the three. So it's like,
it's just hard. It's like, I don't know.
It's tough. Like, really. Rudy Gobert thinks there was a snub.
And what about Steven Adams? What are his stats?
It's not
They dropped off.
Yeah, they don't compare.
I felt so bad when you said that thing about how heartbreaking it was when he said that. I need the rest anyway. It's like,
yeah,
kind of just like okay with not making it. It's so sad. Steven Adams, I love that guy. Rudy Gobert cried. Started crying. But okay, I don't want to come off as that guy.
And I'll probably include the clip like now.
Yeah, it's
on the YouTube video.
What happens is,
sorry for the people listening on iTunes.
They were talking. He's upset. He does think he's like definitely that high caliber player. He should make it.
But and then one thing though is like they brought up his mom, because like supposedly his mom called him crying
that he didn't make it.
Which how
did she follow the game that?
So well? Like you know like. I could get that maybe like you think about your mom crying and it makes you sad. It's
your mama. No, sorry. Mama, your son sucks. Like, what do you want me to do, bro?
No, so like I could understand that.
You could lie to him his whole life.
He thought about
the league ain't gonna lie to him.
Oh my God, shut up, shut up for like a few seconds. So I think it's like I could understand that. Listen, I can't. I appreciate passion, but dude. You like cry about not winning the finals, you know? Like, don't cry about not making the All-Star game. And then, okay, Draymond shouldn't be one to talk. Because, like, Draymond made a comment. Andre Iguodala made a comment.
And Isaiah Thomas made a comment.
And Isaiah Thomas
said, you too big to be crying like that. And then he came out and said, I was just joking. And it's like, no, you can't do that. That doesn't work that way. You didn't even put an emoji or nothing. And it's like, first of all, Isaiah Thomas... Bro, you hit the lotto because you weren't supposed to even make it. All right, you weren't supposed to make it to the league. All right, Draymond Green, your All-Star performance seasons are 11, 6, and 5. So shut up. Don't make it seem like you're a great player. Who else said something?
Andre Iguodala,
your back has been broken for the last 4 years. Like I don't know. He was like a little rude about it too. And it's like I'm not gonna get on him for crying. I'm gonna get on him for believing he's good enough. That's what I'm gonna get on him for. Because it's like
if Rudy Gobert was averaging.
First of all, you see the way he walks.
Yeah,
he walks weird, and then his fingers look like Edward Scissorhands without the knives. He has this weird thing where his fingers are like curled like that.
If
like, it's just I don't like him, bro.
If Rudy Gobert was crying, and he was putting up 22 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks.
Different story.
Bro, I'd get it. I'd say, shit.
That is
how'd they miss that
yeah.
one. But, you know, like...
What are his stats? Look them up.
I don't know, bro. Look them up real quick while I continue talking, entertaining our fans, our listeners and viewers. But,
What are you looking up?
like, I don't, like, yeah, it's what George said. I don't really care about the crying. Like, I get it. You're passionate and, like, you're upset that you didn't make it. But, dude, you got to be a little bit realistic with yourself. You're leading the league in field goal percentage. Oh, that's great. Like, that doesn't
this
make you an all-star.
This year. He's averaging 15 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. Off a 65% field goal percentage. And what was the other thing that he was... Okay, he has, like, the most dunks or something.
The most dunks.
He has the most... Like, and then SportsCenter was playing to this shit. Like, no, bro, there ain't no participation trophies, man. He fucking sucks. That's it. It's over. Like, look, they were showing his stats like, oh, yeah, he has the most dunks in the league. Well, he's a fucking center. You know what I'm saying? Like, and half them shits are lobs. That should be the way it is. And then, 65% field goal percentage. Leads the league. Again, he's in the fucking paint. He doesn't step out to shoot the ball. He should have a high percentage. But whatever.
Sorry, I do a lot of editing.
Sorry,
so people don't get
worked up because he sucks. Okay, he doesn't suck, but it's like, again, they're crying. If you're crying about your mama, crying, fine. Everyone could cry about that, I guess. But
I could appreciate the passion.
You're definitely not crying because you think you're good enough. Because you're not.
I could appreciate the passion, but be real with yourself, man. You're not.
No, but it goes down to what you said. Let's go through the list. Like, who does he deserve to take the spot from?
Exactly.
No one.
LaMarcus is putting up better numbers. Karl Anthony Towns is putting up better numbers.
Jokic made it.
Yeah, Jokic is putting up amazing numbers.
Jokic?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way.
Look, I don't blame you. Draymond, you're a bitch for calling him out. I don't like Draymond. Because, like, how are you gonna do that when, like, you basically said you called Kevin Durant crying after the finals, talking about you need to come play for us so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, dude,
like,
look at Jokic's stats: 20 points, 10 rebounds, 7.7 assists.
Yes, yeah, Georgie, we've established he's not. No, we've established he's not better. I'm not doing this anymore because this is almost an hour long.
Give me another guy.
So, like,
no, Draymond's messed up.
Draymond, for real,
he just likes to pick on people though. That's his problem. And guess what? When the playoffs come around, bro, pick on yourself. Yeah, that's the truth. Like, you end up getting to the playoffs, bro, and you know what I've noticed about him? I said it the other day. He's fucking scared of the lights, and that's the problem. He talks all this shit because guess what? You have 4 other elite level offensive players, and you're gonna sit there and act like, oh, like I deserve everything. Like, relax, bro. Like, honestly, take a step back and really evaluate yourself, because, bro, like, you don't, like, I don't know. For me, he's scared of the lights, and that's the story. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the truth for me.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this episode up.
Damn, I felt so passionate.
Yeah,
this episode,
you
man.
really.
I told you, man.
Yeah, if I wouldn't stop you, these episodes would be 2 hours long.
Bro, easy.
Do 100%. 100%. People,
go ahead, leave a comment if you want this to be a 2-hour episode.
Fucking movies once a week.
Dude, there's a lot of things. Like, one, the Heat suck, right? Or they're really
no. This is it. Thank you guys.
Concluding.
Thank you.
The Heat suck. LeBron James is the best.
Stop yelling. This is fucking. It hurts my ears.
The Heat. All right. This is a conclusion. The Heat are in a slump. LeBron James is the greatest player ever. Anthony Davis will join him and dethrone the Warriors.
That's a bold
Rudy
statement.
Gobert. Well, not this year. I didn't give a time frame, so relax.
Okay.
Rudy Gobert, you're not good enough. That's it, right?
Draymond, you're a bitch.
Draymond, just wait for the playoffs, bro. You're scared of the lights. Really easy to talk all that shit when you got those other guys.
Yeah, let's
okay, done. Yeah, I'm done.
We're at 59 minutes.
Hurry up.
Thank you guys for
tuning in. Tune in next week. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and
hit that subscribe button and like the video. Turn on post notifications. Instagram is Biscayne Boys Podcast. Twitter is @Biscayne Boys Pod. That's the best way to stay updated. Like, stay updated with us and reach out to us if you guys have anything to say. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. Tune in next week. Peace out.